Take 2 of the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie review. Yeah, this is 2 takes. I actually had to go eat breakfast just now, so hopefully this one is gonna go much better than suddenly when the Grab delivery guy decided to show up at my door in front. I was like, oh, he actually arrived. Okay, anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Hakim Show. I have not done that intro in quite some time now, I think. Anyway, sorry everyone for not doing a video in I think over a month. I think the last video I uploaded was the Shrek video in early April. Yeah, and I think that was it. And really, I actually planned to do a movie review on both the Super Mario Brothers movie or Evil Dead Rise, any of them. But I guess I looked at my Letterboxd account. Yeah, you can check it out, link in the description. When I checked my Letterboxd reviews, I was like, I guess this is pretty enough. Yeah. You know when you log movies on Letterboxd and I was like, you've kind of type what you're feeling after watching the movie. Anyway, I like both Evil Dead Rise and Super Mario Brothers movie, by the way. So good. And I was like, they think this is pretty enough. Like, do I really need to like do a whole video review on this? I mean, yeah. But when it came to this one, I felt like my Letterboxd short feelings that I typed on that app was not enough, and that kind of motivated me to do a video on GOTG 3. So finally, after not really being like hiatus, really, I just didn't know what to do. I'm sorry. Anyway, after not doing a video for over a month now, finally, no, under a month. I mean, almost a month. Anyway, it's basically the same thing. Finally, I get to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which has just released in theaters like less than a week ago. And this is the final main installment of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. I don't know why people say that. When I say it's the end of these guys, they tend to think it's a spoiler when it's long revealed way before release that this is actually the final chapter. And we know it even in the marketing and the trailers. If you see the trailer description, James Gunn clearly states that it's time for one last ride, meaning that obviously it's the end. And yeah, James has publicly acknowledged it in interviews, and even in Wikipedia, if you just search GOTG 3, right on the page it actually says it's the final main installment of the GOTG trilogy. But is it really worth the hype, and is it really worth the watch? To put it simply, absolutely goddamn yes. This is by far the best MCU movie I've ever had an experience with since No Way Home. Hands down. And even so, I was like pretty picky, and like still on my mind trying to think that is this really one of the this is before going into the movie, by the way. I was like, I know this might be the best MCU movie we've seen in over a year, but is it really one of the hits up there? Yes, it is. Post Endgame, this is easily Volume 3 is easily one of the best installments of the MCU we've ever gotten since then. And I don't mean just about generally, I mean emotionally, narratively. Even the music, you gotta even watch the movie for the soundtrack alone. Look, fun fact, I absolutely blew my mind when there was a certain scene in the middle part of the movie where there's actually a Vocaloid song playing. Oh my god. And I stayed until the end credits, especially when waiting for the post-credit scene. I was like, really? Was that really a Vocaloid song playing out in the theaters, or was that just me? And actually turns out it was called Koinu Carnival, and I was like, no effing way did they put a Vocaloid song in a big budget Hollywood Marvel movie. So really, there was so many surprises that I absolutely did not expect. I even totally forgot Sylvester Stallone was in this movie, although he's playing a pretty minor role. But seriously, there were so many things that really, I felt that this time on, it's not really a Marvel movie, but instead it's another James Gunn movie. And that's great because, look, previous MCU movies, especially now with that a lot of people saying that it's current state of decline, especially after Love and Thunder. And now with Quantumania getting kind of mixed reviews, it's kind of obvious that people experiencing superhero fatigue. If you don't know what that means, it's kind of like fed up of superhero movies because of how many superhero content are releasing day by day, and we just don't have time to consume all them. And really, I was like, okay, and I think I'm starting to know what that means, because I absolutely had no hype for Quantumania whatsoever. And to be fair, I loved Ant-Man and the Wasp. I even reacted to the trailer as one of my first videos for this channel long ago. You can check that out if you want to. But really, I was like, am I even supposed to be hyped for this movie? Because this is like marketed, I'm thinking about Quantumania, by the way. This is like marketed as the true beginning of the multiverse saga, whatever it's called. No, so yeah, the Infinity Saga is the first one. The multiverse saga. And this is the introduction of Kang the Conqueror. Why am I not hyped to see it? So really, it was like, and to be honest, I didn't even watch Quantumania at all when it released in theaters, and I haven't at the time of filming, I haven't even watched Quantumania. And really, I don't plan to. I know I gotta watch it someday because it's kind of important, but really, for now, I don't really plan to watch Quantumania at all. And I even forgot the Marvels was coming out this November. So to be fair, Guardians 3 was probably the only Marvel movie I'm hyped for. Yeah. Secret Invasion is an MCU Disney Plus series, that doesn't count, but that one is also another thing I'm hyped for, but it's one the television series. But so really, only GOTG 3, this one was the only MCU movie I'm hyped for this year. And to be fair, no, not to be fair, what am I talking about? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I actually had pretty low expectations coming in, though I was absolutely blown away by the feeling and the emotions that I watched Volume 1 and 2 with in theaters long ago. I was just 9 years old when Volume 1 hit theaters, and I couldn't stop blasting the soundtrack in my car over and over and over again, and same goes for Volume 2. But so I tried to keep my expectations pretty mild for Volume 3, especially on the heels of the superhero fatigue term and whatnot. And it didn't disappoint at all. This movie, again, back to my point earlier on, it's certainly easily one of the best hits up there since Endgame and No Way Home. And I daren't even say Multiverse of Madness, because that was kind of like, that was a good movie, but GOTG 3 is way better, and obviously on par with the level of No Way Home and such. Yeah, you get what I mean. But okay, so yeah. Anyway, first of all, I have to point out that people keep talking about the character development of Gamora, Star-Lord, Mantis. They were all hilarious in this movie. Even when, especially in this movie in particular, the MCU is known for its kid-friendly material, and it's known to be safe with children watching. But for this one, it goes particularly darker, especially with Rocket's backstory. I think you know this by now, especially on the internet or whatever. But really, with Rocket's backstory, the Marvel universe has never gotten this mature and dark at all, because it features heavy themes of about animal experimentation and whatsoever. So it actually is kind of emotional, and it's kind of sad knowing that Rocket grew up from a place like that. And really, it just goes to show how much care and love that the Guardians family has put into them to make Rocket feel like they belong in that part of the family. And it really just makes me feel wholesome for some reason. But on that point on, the High Evolutionary, holy shoot, I just wanted to crush that guy's head so bad. He's probably the worst villain I've seen recently. When talking about Chakudi Iwuji's performance, he was outstanding in this. I don't know if you guys know, but Chakudi Iwuji also starred in James Gunn's previous project called Peacemaker, which is another DCU series. And he played Clemson Mern, and he was kind of a good guy. So really, to bring that type of performance, like from the good guy to a bad guy contrast, especially in this movie, he just blew my mind away by how evil and cruel he was for Rocket. Oh my goodness. You just gotta see this movie, and really, you'll know what I'm talking about. Another one that I want to talk about is Nebula's backstory. Nebula's character development could not. I know that kind of like Nebula has grown into slowly from a villain to a villain that reluctantly helps an ally to a full-on member of the Guardians. But I just couldn't get over with her character development because really, yeah, like I said, she started off as a villain, but then she started to become so close to the family, and it just warms my heart feeling that she's right where she belongs. Because throughout the torment of her abuse, which is Thanos, obviously, yeah, she's the daughter of Thanos. She feel like she's where she belongs with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's that. All these character developments really just show how much love and care Gunn puts into these characters, and to get them for one final ride, one last chapter in the main trilogy, it just wraps it up pretty nicely. Although I have one small issue. No spoilers. This is completely spoiler free. But for me, I just want to say, like, I felt like the ending, although how action-packed it was, the final act, kind of felt a bit anticlimactic at times. Yeah, like, oh wait, like, oh, the act's over? Okay. For those of you who haven't watched the movie, I'm sorry if you might have any idea what I'm talking about, but for those of you who have watched the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and I know you probably disagree, but for me, it kind of felt like it was. It was like, oh wait, that's it? Really? I kind of felt like I was gonna go a bit more higher than that, but I mean, okay. Not like I was disappointed or anything, but just felt, oh, I mean, it was, if it was just a little longer, maybe it would have been better. But that's the only issue I have with the movie. Other than that, obviously, the soundtrack is so goddamn good. Again, other than the Koinu Carnival song, Beastie Boys is in this movie. Look, I thought the No Sleep Till Brooklyn scene was so good. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I almost said more, but that might venture into spoiler territory, so let's hold on to that for a minute. There's so many things that are just wrapped up nicely in this one, and honestly, although I'm gonna miss these guys so goddamn much, making more movies with the same team will just ruin the feeling away. So let this be the last Guardians movie for now. But I know there might probably be more movies featuring the members. I know that there might not be the same team anymore, and there might not be the same roster of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but maybe there might be more movies featuring some of the members from the old roster. We might never know. But yeah, in terms of the new one, in terms of this main one now, the one that they're currently ending with, it wraps up nicely for them. This is the final installment that I think we've all been waiting for since the Spider-Man John Watts trilogy. I don't know why I keep comparing this to that, it's kind of different. But yeah, this is easily one of the best MCU movies I've seen recently. Like last year there was there only 2 Marvel movies that was released in Multiverse of Madness? Oh man! There was only 2. Multiverse of Madness and Love and Thunder. Is that it? Oh yeah! Wakanda Forever! Oh my god! How can I forget that? Okay, yeah, but yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, I forgot Wakanda Forever was released. Oh my god! Yeah, anyway. But yeah, you'll check out my Letterboxd review if you want to, link in the description. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. So overall, I know I only barely scratched the surface of this entire thing. I only talked about the characters and the plot and the soundtrack and whatnot, but really, you guys have just got to see this movie for yourself. I absolutely, wholeheartedly recommend it. If you are a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the movies before this, go watch this. It's an absolute must. But if you haven't seen the Guardians of the Galaxy movies before this and you want to watch Volume 3, I suggest you do watch Volume 1 and 2 first before going into this, because yeah, I mean, and also, how could you have not watched the Guardians of the Galaxy before this? No, I mean, just kidding, anyway. But yeah, go watch at least Volume 1, Volume 2, Infinity War, not so much, but go watch at least 1, 2, Guardians 1, 2, and Endgame before going to Volume 3. Yeah, it will maximize the experience a whole lot more comparing to just watching Volume 3 as a standalone watch. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go see Guardians 3 in theaters right now. I absolutely again recommend it to everyone who is a fan of the MCU, and yeah, especially I know I haven't watched Quantumania, but I think I know enough to say that it might be better than Quantumania. I don't know. You see, this guy is much better than this guy. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my review on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Would you guys like to see more? I think I might do a spoiler talk. I don't know. Would you guys want to see that? Would you guys be interested in that? Leave your opinions in the comments below. And yeah, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, hopefully we'll get to do more of these soon enough. I don't know. This is the only idea I've had so far doing these videos. I've kind of had some random ideas laying around, but maybe I'll get to that someday. I don't know. Okay, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a good day. And thank you all for watching. Alright, peace out. Bye-bye. See you all when I see you.
We were always searching for a family until we found each other. Are you ready for one last ride? We'll all fly away together into the forever in a beautiful sky.
Whoever it was that you were in love with, it sounds more like her.
Her? That's ridiculous.
Do not bring me into this.
Knock it off!
What? Just never noticed how black your eyes were.
They were replaced by my father as a method of torture.
He picked a pretty set.